Welcome back. I am Chan the Tech Man. We are playing SimCity 4 Deluxe, and I am doing the tutorial things right now before I start a city. So thank you for tuning in, and let's start. Let's see what they got to say. It says, welcome to the getting started tutorial. This tutorial is a step-by-step instruction to the basics of being the mayor of your very own city. The terraforming, making money, big city, rush hour tutorials are also available, and the reason, if you already know the basics of getting a city up and running, you might try one of those tutorials. Click continue. And this is in 1080p. We'll first give you an overview of the game interface, then get into the details into building a city from scratch. The game is divided up into 3 modes that we'll explain briefly: God mode, Mayor mode, My Sim mode. Click on the God mode button to continue. This mode lets you do powerful city altering things such as creating mountains and valleys, incorporating or destroying a city, change day to night, or pelt your city with disasters. Roll the cursor over a button on the vertical toolbar and leave it, or pelt your city, okay. Oh, I probably won't be using this mode a whole lot. Roll the cursor over a button on the vertical toolbar and leave it there for a moment. A tooltip will appear that gives you more information. Roll over all the buttons to see what they do. Okay. Literate city. I don't want to do that. I never want to do that probably. Unless you want to, well, I don't think I will do. Reconcile edges. Use this tool to assure that this city's terrain lines up beautifully with its neighbors. That might be neat. Create disasters. No. That might be interesting. This. And let's see what they say. The Mayor mode is where you will spend most of your time in the game setting up zones, laying out transportation networks, power and water systems, and choosing civic buildings. Hover over different buttons to see what you can do in Mayor mode. We'll get into more details later. Let's see. Okay, that's the same thing. Landscape tool, I'm not too good at that in city skylines, but we'll see. Plant trees wouldn't be too bad. I had some small. Okay, this would be maybe it'll. Might use this, or add some small hills or dells to your city. I'm not sure what dells are. Maybe details. Moving earth or planting will cost the city some simoleons. I wish you could have some limited funds tool. Zone tool. Okay, we all know what that is. Transportation tool. Okay. Utilities. Okay. Straightforward. All those. Civic tool. Okay. Expanding the building. Options for building the services and structures that are essential to shape your future. Police stations or schools or rewards can be found here. Okay, and that is a bulldozer, of course. Emergency tools. I was talking about this in the when I was playing City Skylines, because I know that on SimCity, I've never started a city in SimCity 4, by the way. This is my first one. You could click to go to the disaster, or or put out the fire and stuff. So that is a little aggravating, but let's put that on. It's a little aggravating to have to do that if it's a big city, but you know it's going to be taken care of. Click on that to see. Let's see, time going by too fast. My sim mode. This is a mode you deal with sims on the street, close up and personal. You can move an individual sim into a house to get feedback on their neighborhood or to follow their lives. Ask any sim on the street how they feel about things with the microphone tool. I like that. You can move an individual sim into a house to get feedback on their neighborhood or to follow their life. Pretty neat. You can also take control of a vehicle and go for a spin around town or challenge yourself with a mission. That's pretty neat. Why can't the latest SimCity be like this? Using this tutorial, you can exit this tutorial. Okay, let's do that. Where should we start? The town has been incorporated and you are the mayor. You control the layout of your city. It's your job to say where the Sims can live, work, and shop. You can also get to say where the civic buildings like power plants, schools get built. You've got a bunch of cash and some pristine land. Try to make a thriving metropolis. I like thrilling and thriving metropolis. But what should you do first? First, let's zone some land for homes. And let's click mayor mode. And why I do this a little differently, I'm going to go ahead and hit this pause. Can't do that, can you? I do this a little differently than others do their thing on a new game. Some of them may just skip that completely and just go ahead and make their city and stuff. Look at that. I like to really go into detail on this. I mean, it takes time. Yeah, some people don't want to spend that time. I'm not running them down. They do how they want to do their videos. But I'm saying on mine, I like to go into deep detail so you all learn with me, so you all will know. You might already know, but if you don't, there might be somebody that watching and wants to know how to do this. Now they know how to do it. Residential zones. To zone some land for homes, click the highlighted buttons and select the low density residential zone tool. Medium and high density are too expensive for us right now. If you hover over a button with the mouse for a few seconds, you will get more info about it. This might help you remember what things in the menus do and where to find them. Try this now. Okay, I will do that. And this is the top one would be, well, okay, no, that's just residential. This is commercial or shops, stores. Residential, we want that, and that's the medium, high, D zone. Okay, so we hit the low. Okay, zoning is a two-step process. First, click and hold the left mouse button on one corner of the flashing yellow grid. Next, drive the mouse pointer to the opposite corner of the flashing area and release the left mouse button. By the way, the yellow grid won't appear in non-tutorial cities. It's just here to show you where we want you to put the zones. Okay, well, it'd be kind of nice to have that in a regular game, wouldn't it? So let's click that, hold that, drag it up. That's really good. It's already put in the streets. I like that. It's kind of like this other city builder. I can't think of the name of it. I'll tell you that I bought similar to that. It's nice, but it has its problems. Great, you've made your first residential zone, R zone for short. Once Sims have everything they need, they'll start to build homes on the green R zone that you just laid out. Do all buildings build on their own? No. As you see in a moment, you can place fully built civic buildings like power plants and schools. Remember, building and zones grow on their own when they have what they need. Okay, let's continue. And I assume, so why are no Sims moving in and building homes? The little lightning bolts above the green residential zones offer a clue. Yep. They have no power. Let's fix that now. Let's do that. Follow the highlighted button in the mayor's toolbar and select the coal power plant from the build power systems menu. Now place the power plant on the flashing yellow grid in the community. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. And we're going to do the coal, and it's telling us where to put it, so that's good. You'll see that the lack of power indicators in the resident are gone. Wow, that's quick. Now they have plenty of power. You should see some Sims starting to build homes now. Remember, zones won't develop unless they have power flowing through them. Click the continue button to move forward. That's what's it. Yep, they're moving in. Pretty nice. I like this look. I mean, it's not a huge graphics phenomenon game, but industrial zone, Sims, place to live and also a place to work. The coal plant provides a few jobs, but not many. So how do we make more jobs? Industrial zone provide lots of jobs. Click on the highlight button and select the medium density industrial zone from the industrial zone menu. Okay, you're going to do that, and do that. I'm going to do that. Assume it's the same. Okay, zones need to be connected. Good. We built the industrial zone a little bit away from the residential zone because they're we'll figure the power out later. Because dirty industrial zone make a lot of pollution. The two zones not connected. Let's take care of that. Click continue. Streets versus roads. Yes, this is important. So the streets that are built during the zoning process are just that, secondary streets. They can't handle a lot of traffic. Roads allow more cars to drive at higher speeds than the smaller capacity streets. Click on it. Okay, that's neat to know. Building roads. Let's build a road from the houses to the factories to provide a good thoroughfare for commuters. Going to hide the button and click the road tool. Now click on the left, click and hold the left mouse button at one end of the yellow flashing area. Drag the mouse pointer to the other flashing area to release the mouse button. So let's do that. And I assume they just want a road. And that was pretty easy. The industrial zone has no power. And this is important, I think, because you got to, when you do a city, some just go ahead and start the city, but each city simulator has a different way of doing power lines. One, as long as that's connected to the road, it goes through the road. And so the others, you got to do the power line to a certain, it's a lot of different ways. Good job. The two areas are now connected by a road, but the industrial zone needs power before factories will build there. Yet we could run power lines from the power plant or the residential zone, but instead we'll kill two birds with one zone. Let's power the industrial zone by making a commercial zone. This will connect the zones, allowing power to flow through them. Okay, that's how they're going to do it here. That's pretty neat. We've placed We've zoned places for our Sims to live and work, but they have nowhere to shop. Let's make a commercial zone for shops and offices. Click on highlighted button, and select the low density commercial zone tool. Okay, let's do that. So that's similar. That's pretty much a whole lot like the latest SimCity. Good, now you're in business. You'll start to see shops and factories soon, and more Sims are moving. Remember, power flows through zones. Okay, that's how the latest SimCity works. Now that we have a few Sims in town, let's learn how to move around town and change our views. First, let us take a closer look. Clicking plus button. Okay, let's do that. I did, didn't I? Okay, let's see. Zoom back out. Click a zoom out. Do one more time and then click continue. Scroll or centering. To scroll the view, move the cursor over your city, then press the right mouse button and drag in the direction you wish to scroll. Okay. Or move the cursor to the edge of the screen in that direction. So they do that and you do that. That's pretty neat. That's pretty similar to the other ones though, but the other ones you have to hit the middle button to do that, I think. So I like that, because the other ones when you hit the right click button it does something else, like it basically like dezoning. Try these actions and click to continue. Great, you can decide how fast you want to simulate time. The simulated time to progress in your city. Using the speed controls, you can run the simulation at any turtle, rhino, and cheetah. The simulation is currently moving ahead slowly at turtle speed. The pause button now. I was trying to do that earlier. You wouldn't let me. The simulation is paused. Notice that all the Sims and cars have stopped moving around and that the days have stopped moving ahead in the calendar. I can't see it very well, but yeah. You can still make changes in your city while the game is paused, but the Sims and the simulations won't know about them until you speed things up. Click turtle speed to continue. That's play, but they call it turtle speed, the regular speed. Rhino. Education is important. Our city is starting to grow, but there's no school for the little Sims. Better educated Sims want better, higher paying jobs. These better jobs generate more tax revenue and less pollution than dirty jobs, which is what we have now. Educated Sims is a slow process, so it's not too early to start now. No kidding. Build an elementary school. Click the highlighted button and select an elementary school from the Build the Educational Systems menu. You'll see that you have an image of the school attached to your cursor. You should also see the coverage ring from the school. Okay, that's pretty neat. It shows you the coverage area. Place the school. Yellow flashing to continue. Let's build educational system. That's elementary. But I like that it shows you the area. I really like that. Hold off on other services that live near the school will slowly increase. Yes. Now you might want to build all sorts of services like water pumps and police stations, but hold off for a bit. Your city doesn't really need those things until it gets bigger and you can't really afford them yet. So we learned that the education level will grow over time in that area. Try the Making Money tutorial for further details. And evidently, on this, all of them have wells for water, even the factories, everything. Businesses, homes, this uses a well for water. But I thought coal plants would still need a lot of water, so they got a big well. And handfuls too. I guess they have a septic tank too, so all of them. You think they would want you to go ahead and put the water and sewage. I'm interested to see how they do the sewage. That could be a big problem in the game. Let's go ahead and continue. Congratulations, you're pretty much covered the basics on being a mayor of a... can you hit pause? Let's see. Congratulations, you pretty much covered the basis of being the mayor of a SimCity. You're all set. Oh, but remember, every so often a little emergency may pop up. Wow, fire. Mayor, we've got an emergency on our hands. Click the continue button to move forward. We need to build a fire station. Click on the... I thought I had to pause. Click on the highlighted button and select the small fire station. Place it in the grid. Hurry yourself. Okay, well, we can't breathe very fast. On this, we got to do this. Good, now emergency, just hit the dispatch tool and do that. And then click here. I like that. Click on the now click on the fire dispatch cursor and on the building. On fire indicated with a yellow flashy grid, and the engine will respond. When the firefighters arrive on the scene, zoom in and watch them blaze about. Let's go ahead and click. I do like that because you know that it's going to get put out. I mean, it's kind of tedious at a big city, and especially if you don't see it. But I like that. Well, you, Mayor, you reacted well to your first emergency challenge. Hey, you've got the basics. You start building your own cities. Keep in mind that you have a team of advisors to help steer you in the right direction and to alert you to problems in your city as they pop up. Let's meet them now. Click on the Advisors Panel button. Click on the Advisors Panel button to continue. Okay. Your advisors, each of your advisors cover a different aspect of your city. Move the mouse over each advisor and leave it there for a moment. A tooltip will appear to tell you more about each advisor. Hover over any button in the game to read its tooltip. Remember, tooltips and advisors are good sources of information. Okay. City Planner gives you tips to build your city as well as a guide to becoming the most popular mayor. Financial advisor, self-explanatory. Utility advisor, self-explanatory. Public safety advisor, crime, police coverage, and fire coverage. That's pretty good. Health, education advisor. That's pretty self-explanatory. Transportation advisor, self-explanatory. Environmental, keeps both important garden pollutants. Okay, now we says he wants to click on that to go ahead. Advisor message. Neil Fairbanks is your city planner. He'll help you out with all the basics of running an efficient city. Check with your advisors while you build your city, especially when the background behind their head turns red. Okay, that means that they have something more important to tell you. Click continue to move ahead. Let's say Sims invite mayor to pull up a chair and settle in. Placing fire station keeps the mayor from being flamed. Every scholar brings top dollar. Ha! Poet didn't know it. Mayor rating tells you if Sims loving or hating. So click continue. Gradually complete this tutorial. You can continue to the next tutorial by going to the region view and selecting the terraforming tutorial city. You can also continue to play this city. You as a mayor are free to add to any it any way you please, whether you prefer a farming village or a gigantic metropolis. The choice is yours. You might start by adding some more residential zones. Well, let's go to the next tutorial. Exit to region. Let's do this one. I want to try to get through all these tutorials in this one. We'll see. Terraform tutorials. Shaping landscape and controlling forces of Mother Nature and beyond. This step-by-step tutorial will introduce you to powerful capabilities you have at your fingertips in the God toolbar. Click continue button to move forward. Using this tutorial, you can select exit tutorial and anytime you begin to play your own. Click the exit tutorial. You find the return tutorials later. Say okay, we don't. Glad you decided to continue. Oopsie daisy. We'll use this blank landscape, good idea, with no signs of civilization anywhere. Probably a good idea. That's important to note because once a city is established, you will have a more limited set of godlike tools. Since there's no city here, let's get to work shaping this land. Let's start with terraforming. Terraforming is an act of shaping the landscape. You can create mountains, valleys, trees, and animals with this set of tools. The general approach to terraforming is to pick a tool, place the cursor where you want the action to happen, and press and hold the left button until you reach the desired results. Okay, let's go. Let's raise some mountains. Click on the Make Mountain button and select the mountain tool. Move the mouse cursor over some part of the landscape. You will see an outline, a circle in the area that will be affected when you use the tool. Click and hold the left button to shape a mountain. The longer you hold in one spot, the larger the mountain. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it over here. Oh, that's pretty nice. I do like that. You can click and drag with any the terraform tools. In this case, the mountain tool. This will create mountain ridges. To affect a smaller area, okay, hit a control key and then use the tool. Or to affect a larger area, hold down the shift key and use the tool. Remember, control, smaller, shift, larger. Out with the mountain tool now. Let's do that. Well, it's not much smaller, but... Ooh, what did I do? Now... Shift. Okay. not, that's a little larger, yeah. The control is not that much. Let's try it. Now let's make a valley. Click on the guard button and select the steep valley tool. Click and hold the left mouse button and make a valley. The longer you hold in one area, the deeper the valley. Click the continue button to move forward. The road tool gives an craggy look of years of exposure to the winds. Trainer, select the road tool. Terrain effects. Erode. Oh, you just okay, every time you select it, it does it. Okay, see there? You don't have to click on anything else. Let's bring this terrain to life. Some trees will look nice on our landscape. Click on the terraform button again. Click on the seed forested button and move the cursor to the area you would like the trees to grow. Click on the whole seed to floor. Okay, I like that. That's a lot easier than city skylines. Okay, that's pretty nice. Now let's add some fauna. Click create some fauna animals. Select wild animals. Create a stampede. The best seat in the house is always the closest soon. Huh. Pretty neat. We got a lot of giraffes, which don't make sense, but okay. You wouldn't think giraffes would be in this type of environment. Control day and night. Keep your Sims bathed in perpetual sunlight. Have them live lives in the light of the moon, or allow a day pass into night as would be expected. It's up to you. Click on the control day and night button to access these controls. Okay. That's pretty. Huh? Huh. Well, that's pretty neat. I like that red. Seems a bit too calm. When we take care of that and create disasters, so let's try some out with these open this open landscape. Later, you can decide if you'd like to let Mother Nature loose on the city. Okay, let's do this. Tornado. I don't understand. Okay, once you hold it, it'll move. If you let it go, it'll move back. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Reconcile edges. Yeah, this still helps you. Look at that. It still helps you with a bit of regional housekeeping. You click on reconcile edges, it will prompt you to adjust. You will be prompted to adjust the elevations of your city's borders so that they match perfectly with those of its neighbors. This allows you to make a beautiful region of cities. Click. I like this. You go, click on the button below to move forward. So you can make this city, pretty large city, you can go and do another region. Okay, well, we've done that. And let's go. We got 3 more. That's a money-making tutorial so you know how to get a city started and the basics of how to play right. If not, you should exit this tutorial. Go back to get started. Okay, we've done that. Destroy address the number 1 reason new mayors fail: bankruptcy. Remember, making money is one of the keys to success in SimCity. Click the continue button below to move forward. Bleeding money. We're close to 50,000 simoleons in the bank and a population of around 2,000. We've got ourselves a nice little town right wrong. If we don't do something, this city is going to be bankrupt, and I mean fast. Look at the budget. Yep. Spending more than we're making. Look at the budget window. Shows that we're currently spending in pink more than we're making in green, and that's not good. We're losing a bunch of simoleons every month. We need to minimize our expenses. If we don't, we'll eventually be booted out of office when our city funds run dry. Click continue. Query school. Our city has built an elementary school with a nice mayor. Education is important, but let's take a closer look at how much it's costing every month. Go to query tool. Yeah. Reduce local school fundings. Reduce local school fundings and busing so that they are more in line with our needs. Move the local funding slider to the left until the student's capacity just a bit larger than the number of students. Just the bus slider to the left until it costs around 25 simoleons. You'll see the coverage ring decrease. Schools only improve residential zones, so we're wasting money. Okay, well, hey. I guess let's continue. So we've saved a few. Well, I didn't do that, so we're going to have to do that with the educations. I don't know how we do that. Okay, now let's just. That's okay. Okay, that's alright. That'll be okay, I think. 60, that's a little bit over. That's okay. Query civic. Now we don't remember. Set the local budget to suit your needs. Let's do your local civic. Click the query button. Local clinic. We're We're at full funding at the clinic and only have a handful of patients. Let's cut our funding accordingly. If you are having a hard time finding the clinic, zoom in, but zoom out again so you'll be able to see the coverage. Okay. Yep, here we go. Move to the left until the patient capacity just with the number of patients. Okay, that's good. Let's do that too. That's okay. Still in the red. Got a budget again. We're making some more. Are we making more through taxes? Bringing them. We're not there yet. Looks like we have to remove some expensive structures that we can't afford right now. Cost cutting is rough as it continue. Okay, too much too soon. A common problem is the new mayors run into giving their fledgling town too much. You should only give them what they need when they need it. For example, this town is swimming in water, which it doesn't really need yet. Later, we'll have a positive cash flow and are ready for wealthier and higher density buildings that then we can add water. Okay, let's do demolish water pump. Spending $350 a month and on maintaining a large water pump. It's a bit drastic. Let's bulldoze the money sucker. Okay. Remove fire station. Fire coverage and police station in this town are top notch. But guess what? They're costing you a bunch of money each month. You don't really need them. Remember, place your small fire station when you have your first fire, not before. Place your first small police station when crime starts to become a problem. Select demolish tool and click on which would be the fire station. Is that a fire station? Let's make sure we get off of that. Is that a fire station? Where is the fire station? I'm going to assume this is. Demolish police station. Going in town to grows a bit and demolish that. Okay, well. Demolish landmark. A California Plaza is certainly a lovely building, but guess what? It costs $100 a month. Landmarks, beautify a city and can help commercial desirability, but they don't make sense when we're losing money every month. Okay, yep. Yeah, look, we're making money. Let's look at one more thing, taxes. This is where the city gets almost all of its income. Okay. Click on the budget. Income from taxes. Look at the money we're earning from the residential, commercial, and industrial sectors. Remember, taxes are your main source of money. Clicking on the little I next to the taxes opens up the taxes detail. That's where you can change the tax rate. Click on the little eye. Okay. Tax rates. This is a window where you can set all the tax rates. The higher the tax rate and the higher the population, the more money the city earns. But be careful, you raise taxes too much, they'll scare off folks. Lowering taxes for a certain group can make your city more attractive to that group. For example, when your city is better educated, you might want to discourage dirty industry by raising the tax rates for that group. Click accept to close the tax window. Okay, you completed this tutorial. Remember, these steps in a new city, you'll be rolling in cash in no time. Make local funding match your needs. Don't build structures until you need them. Taxes are your main source of income. Try playing this city and building up to 20,000 Sims. Hint, start by zoning more residential zones. Now, I'm going to go through and this one's next, I assume. If you want a big rich city, this tutorial assumes that you know how to create a small city, at least 1,000 Sims and strong, and lots of cash flow. If you don't know, to make money, I can go back and do that later if I want to. Turn this city around. This city is getting big, but it is still low down and dirty and poor. Well, I don't know what to think about that. Previous mayor made a practice of hoarding as much, I don't like the wording on that, as much income tax as possible and depriving his city's Sims of almost all services. There were no schools, hospitals, parks, or police stations in the city. Your mission is to turn things around here and set the city in a positive future. Okay. You must build out before you can build up. Residential demand is strong, meaning the city wants to grow even more, but almost all available areas have been zoned already. The pressure is on to start building upward, fitting more Sims into less space. It's up to you as mayor to tell your Sims where they can start constructing higher density apartment buildings. A central location like the one shown is a good place to start. Click continue. Okay. There's rezone existing neighborhoods. You can upgrade lower density zones into higher density by simply dragging the zoning tool over all the lots you want to see grow taller. The existing buildings will remain until new demand causes those lots to redevelop. Select the median tool and drag it over the indicated area. That. Okay. How do buildings need a public water supply? No one is building new apartments yet. In order to save money, the former mayor never built a municipal water system. Higher density buildings require a public water supply to develop. By the way, this is also true for wealthy residents and businesses. It's water pump in there. Okay, let's do that. As soon as you start building apartments, the medium zone, I think it's right here. No, they could just move into town with have a place to live. Well done. Remember, medium high density developments requires water. Yes. Just wanting to see them move in, but well, let's continue. This city is now on its way to growing taller and taller. One day it will become necessary to start zoning some high density areas, but it's too soon for that now. High density zones are expensive and the money will go wasted until the city's population gets higher. Perhaps you're wondering now where the rich folks are. You provided the water they require, but the hard truth is that wealthy Sims don't see much else to like in the city. They look for nice things like schools, healthcare, and parks in the city. What? How desire the city to see? Okay. Desirability. It's red. Ooh. No area that is attractive to high wealth residents. Wealth Sims are going to be choosier, willing to spend more to live in a nice area with proper city services. But first, can you afford to spend more on city services to attract Sims? Click on the budget panel. Expenses. You can see that the city is making a lot more money each month than it is spending, generally generating a healthy surplus. Previous mayor was such a miser that the city is pretty much unappealing as a result. Now that you are here, it's time to start spending. Start your improvements by focusing your efforts in this pretty little corner of town, away from the grime and noise of the center. Click continue. Begin building a park, creating a pretty nice spot in this otherwise gloomy city. Build it on a prominent spot in the neighborhood. Click on that and that, and I can't see it for an arrow. I'll assume this is a park, and do it in the highlighted spot. Improving. Pretty soon you'll see the area around the park. Yep. Start to develop a new larger homes. The local area has suddenly become more desirable to hire wealth Sims with the addition of just a single park. Yep. How can you be sure that it was the park that attracted wealthier residents? You can always refer to the desirable amount and see how things are shaping up in the neighborhood. Click on the data view again. Okay, yep. You can clearly see the area around the new park is greener than the rest of the city. Such amenities as parks and schools have local desirability. It affects the residential development. Imagine a day when you have covered your city with such goodies, a great greenfield desirability. Remember, adding amenities increases local desirability. You have added a water system and a park to the city. Where are all the rich Sims? Increasing desirability is not enough. Your city must also have a positive demand for high wealth Sims before they start showing up. Click on the RCI, residential, commercial, and industrial meter to take a look at the detailed demand graph. Demand by wealth, a short green bar above indicates that there's a very little demand for high wealth Sims. This is because there are a few jobs that pay that well in this city. You first need to create demand for better paying manufacturing industries and high-tech industries before your city will bloom with wealthy residents. What do these sort of industries look for in a city? Please close our graph. Okay. Continue. Yep. Invest in your Sims. When a manufacturing or high-tech business is looking to build a new plant. They look for a city with a quality workforce, healthy and educated Sims, because the previous mayor never built schools or hospitals. This city Sims are mostly illiterate, untrained, and unhealthy. Businesses notice these sort of things so that they stay away till now. Now that you are in charge, you can turn around and start by placing the elementary in the flashing square. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Provide for higher education. This school will give the children a good start in life, but a good mayor recognizes that education is a lifelong process. You will need to provide a higher level of education to your Sims, including high schools, libraries, and museums. Now, place a high school in the flashing square. Yes, you can destroy some existing houses in the process, but it's worth the added expense. Education takes time. Your Sims have started a path to achievement. Today's children are getting a quality education, but they won't enter the workplace for a few years yet. Building schools now will pay off big time in the future. Let yours run at cheetah speed and let's get knowledge and take a hold of new industries. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. There we go, cheetah speed, so they'll take time. Provide for public health, but don't stop now. Keep going. How about building the city's first hospital nearby? Healthier Sims live longer and remain in the workforce longer. Another contribution to the city's quality workforce. Place a large medical and that. Now that you've made so many bold improvements with the park, 2 schools, and the new hospital, it's time to take another look at the desirability view. Okay, what a difference. You can clearly see that things are looking up in that neighborhood, and all it took was a little investment on your part. Well done. Of course, there is a lot of areas of the city that are still pretty unpleasant. You have your work cut out for you. How is your demand doing? We'll conclude this for you. We conclude this tutorial. Let's see how demand for those better paying districts is doing. These schools and hospitals have been in place for a short time. You might see it. Okay. Yes, you're going to start to get in, man. Good job. You can start to see those lower polluting, higher paying companies moving into town. When built, they'll start hiring more educated Sims to work in their managerial positions. Some will even get promoted to executive. Close this. Let's see what I am. Yep. Dirty industry, I think is what that is. Way to go. You completed this tutorial. Remember the steps you can run in the city. Build out before you try to build up. Provide water to get larger buildings. Parks, schools, hospitals to improve desirability. Educated Sims will bring in better paying businesses. Continue. Let's go to the last tutorial. And we'll be done. What's new to Rush Hour? This tutorial will show off some of the new features available with Rush Hour. If you're new to SimCity 4, we went to go ahead, let's go ahead. New transportation options. This city has a variety of transportation problems that we'll fix using some of these new features that come with Rush Hour. These features include elevated rail, double wide avenues, ferries, and new buildings and more. Our goal is to get the city's traffic flowing smoothly. Let's go ahead. Using route queries. Sis4 Rush Hour provides you with new tools for determining how your transportation network is being used in your city. One of the most powerful tools is called the route query. Click on the flashing button to select the route query from the transportation tool menu. Okay, let's see. Okay, route query. Using the route query, hover over the buildings and networks with this tool to see the number of people that are commuting and want the mode of transportation they are taking. That's really neat. I wish City Skylines had this. Click on the building or network to see the actual routes they are taking. Click on the congested road between the residents and this is to see all of the routes going through that area. Okay, now go see the routes are taking to that. That's pretty neat. I like that. Place your first elevated rail station. With so much traffic going through that narrow corridor, this city is likely to see some long commute times and perhaps some nasty accidents. If you see accidents, that's a pretty good indication that the roads are suffering from high congestion. One option is to put a mass transit system such as elevated rail. First step is putting in stations. Place the elevated rail system in the location. Okay, let's go do mayor mode. Look at that. Tickless transportation, elevated rail station, right there. Drawing an elevated rail line. Now I'll select the elevated rail from the mass transit menu. Drag out a line from the elevated rail station to a new residential zone, leaving room for another station. There are some industrial zones in the way, but these will automatically be demolished when you draw it out. Okay, let's do that. And the rail, it can start here and go there. It transfers to subway transfer. One of the benefits of elevated rail is that they can be connected with subway systems. This city already has a subway line, so let's connect to it. The first step is doing so is placing a subway to elevated transition between the elevated and the subway line. Okay, I like that. You know that I wish City Skylines had that. That is really nice. Connecting to good work. The final step in hooking up these two systems is to draw a subway line from to the existing subway system. Select the subway tool. Will take us to underground mode where the location indicator will show us where to place the line. Oh, that's pretty neat. We've completed an integrated mass transit system using both subway and elevated rails. Now to take a look at some more options. I like that. That's really monorail station. For a more high-tech alternative, build a monorail system like elevated rail. Monorail lines pass over roads so they don't interfere with road traffic, and monorail trains are much faster than other types of rail. The downside is that they are more expensive than most other transit options. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. It's the second round. Of course, the monorail complete system and monorail must be next to road to be used. Okay, let's do that. Do the next road. It's the second one. That one's got to be next to road. Connect them. So we need a line. Connect the dots, la 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 la. Connect the dots, la 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 la. Okay, let's do that again. Congratulations! We completed our monorail system. Now our Sims can speed back and forth in the art luxury. State of the art luxury. Now let's take it to other transportation options. Placing an avenue. Fortunately, we still got a lot of traffic going through that narrow corridor. A good way to solve this problem is to replace the road with the double wide avenue. That's probably a good idea. Excellent. Should take care of congestion, but we spent a lot of money upgrading the transit center. So let's see if we get money. Yep. Placing a toll booth. But toll booths are not good for congestion, but they're great for subsidizing our transportation infrastructure. Let's place a toll booth on our new avenue to generate some revenue. Let's do that. That's good. Introduce the industrial district on the left is developing well, but it will stagnate if we don't get workers to move across the river, and the workers won't move in unless we provide a way for them to get to work. We could build a bridge, but that would be expensive. Being a thrifty mayor means you know when to spend money. Yes. First, place a ferry terminal. First step is to place a ferry terminal near the industrial zone. Make sure that the terminal is next to a road that connects with the industrial businesses. Place a ferry terminal. Let's do that. Terminal and nope, right there. Place the second. Great. Now that we placed the first terminal, we need to place a second one to complete the trip. This one needs to go by our residential zone. Okay. Great job. Now, place we can watch the sim get to move into our residential zones and commute to the job across the river using the ferry system. Click on the cheetah. Let's do that. Cheetah. So all of those, what's the red dots? Build a bridge. Ferries are fine for cities with small coffers, but we're low to go ahead and build a bridge and start. Well, you know, it said not to build one. Now it says to build one. Huh? Using a select a bridge tool. Now drag the avenue and highlight it. Be sure to drag across the water. Once you use the window, it allows you to choose list of bridges. Okay, place a bridge to continue. I not like this one because it reminds me of the bridge from Madison to Melton to Madison Bridge. Accept. Yeah, that is a nice bridge. It's a fancy looking bridge. Now the residents can cross the river to do some shopping. Every other thing that focus on the features that will help to grow the city. Yep. Placing a large elementary. As our city grows and the stress on our city, on our educational system will increase, help out with a new high-class school, places a large elementary. Yes, place a large water pump. It needs a large water pump. Select building style. Now, we saw the city growth rate, folks intending to personalize the cities, their building style. that. Okay. Expanded panel allows you to choose the style of architecture developed in the scene. Notice that there is a new style that we'll call Euro Contemporary. We can choose a single style. We can choose multiple styles that can develop simultaneously or cycle depending on what we've selected at the bottom panel. Only new development is affected by our selection. All of existing will keep their style. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to change that movement on. Building styles is just one of the new ways in which you can personalize your city. But before we move on into the next feature, let's get this panel out of the way. Placing signs and labels. Another way to express the city by placing signs and labels to create signposts to key areas to designate neighborhoods, districts, and points of interest. Place labels on street, roads, mountains, and bodies of water to personalize your city or mark areas of future expansion. Let's start off by placing a sign. I don't know if I can do this or not. If it's not going to benefit them. Placing a signpost. Now that you select the signpost, click anywhere on our city, type in the name and hit enter, or click on the Bedford. There we go. Okay, that's enough. I don't need it. Now let's try a label or two. Let's go ahead and do Bedford. Oh, I don't worry about that too much. Removing labels is okay. I think I did that right. We continue. Okay. Now, how we do that? I need to remember. It's here, and there. Okay. You drive it. Okay, you drive a feature, take it to a profile. How pretty. Huh. You drive it. Okay. Well, we finished the tutorial, and pretty neat. So hopefully I'll be able to start a city on here and do pretty well. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm Chan the Tech Man. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you want to link to that, go to chansmith.me, chansmith.me. Hit the notification bell. Also, like this video, like my other videos. Share all of it in the channel and all of it on your social media. I do not have a URL to my YouTube channel yet, because I don't have enough people to. I don't have enough subscribers to get a URL for the YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, it'll help me out with that. And if you get others to subscribe, it'll help me out with that. and get more views, more people watching. I like doing this. I like entertaining people and helping people. I love that. That's why I do this. So thank you for that. And I got a Facebook page, facebook.com/ChanTechMan. Go there too. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Chan the Tech Man.